Hey guys, Dan from Two Prepared Minds here today. And today I want to come on here and make a video about my top 7 items I would choose for survival or prepping. We're talking about gear here. So stay tuned and let's get into this. Alright guys, my first piece of gear is something I think everybody should have. This is something you can't make, something you can only buy, really. So, and that would be a nice first aid kit. I like to have a nice first aid kit. This is a 250 piece kit, but I got this from Walmart for about 15 or 20 bucks, I think. But it's not 250 pieces anymore because I added some things to it, so I don't know how much it is now, but definitely a first aid kit. You can get these for cheap, and you can get them in big quantities. So that's my first piece of gear. The second piece of gear would be something that almost every survivalist, prepper has. And it's pretty much surely gonna work for you if you know how to use it. And that's a good ferro rod. A nice beefy, thick ferro rod. This one comes with a compass and a whistle here. This is the Survival Spark ferro rod. You can get these off Amazon for about 7 bucks. So these are good to have, and I recommend everyone have a ferro rod. Next piece of gear I'm going to show you is something I think is essential in survival. This is something you need to survive, and without this you're pretty much done. So, and that's a good water filter. This is the Sawyer Mini water filter, and this is a great filter. You get this for about 25 bucks on Amazon. This thing can filter up to 100,000 gallons of water. It's great, cheap, it'll serve you well, and I know it works. Just get a good water filter. Now the next piece of equipment I'm going to show you guys is something that I feel is not very overlooked, but somewhat overlooked. Some people say, oh, I got my fire kit, I got my ferro rod, I can start a fire with that, I can cook with that. But you're not always going to have time to sit down, shave some tinder, and start a fire. Right? Right. So that's why I got one of these. This is a Coghlan's emergency stove. It's very small, very compact. This is how big it is. It's almost the size of my hand. Just not as big. Comes with 24 field tablets in there. And this thing is great. I mean, I got mine for 5 bucks. That's a great freaking deal, honestly. You can get these off Amazon. You can get these at like Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy. Definitely get one of these. I got mine off Amazon, so there you go. That's something I think everybody should have. To really go along with that emergency stove, you're gonna need some real equipment to cook with. So I like to have a mess kit. Nice little cheap mess kit. Got a bowl in here, got a cup, got a skillet, got something you can boil with, something you can cook food with. This thing's great and it's cheap. You can get these at Walmart for about, they range between $6 and $10 if you can find these. This one is aluminum, I believe, but it's not the greatest, but it'll do. So I like to have a nice mess kit. Alright guys, for my next 2 pieces of gear, it's something pretty much essential if you're going to be outdoors. Because you got weather, stuff like that. Now I have 2 choices here. And both of them are pretty cheap choices. I didn't spend $100 on this or anything. Nothing ridiculous because I don't have money for that right now. So let's just get into this. It's shelter. So here I have 2 55-gallon trash bags. These are great. They're huge, heavy duty. 2 of these, you could definitely you could get like 4 people, 2 in each of these. These things are great. Next thing, this is a little more better, I guess. You know, This is a thermal 2-person emergency tent. Get 2 people in this sucker. Was pretty cheap on Amazon. Get these all on Amazon. These things are great. So those are my 2 needs of shelter. And yeah, you can get tarps and stuff, but I don't have a tarp right now, so for now that'll have to do. Alright guys, for my last and final thing is, we were just talking about shelter, right? And you know how I don't have a permanent, or it's like probably 72-hour shelter is what I just showed you. That's nothing huge. That's not a $100 tarp, anything that's gonna last forever. That's something just for temporary. But if you want to make a real shelter out of like logs, wood, trees, stuff like that, you're gonna need some real equipment, right? Right. So that's why I want to choose a big chopper or big knife, something like that. So here you see, this is the SCHF 53, otherwise known as Chris Tanner's knife. Very well known in the prepping community. It's proven, it's great, used it before, love it, get the job done. And that's all I need for a woods knife. Yeah, there's other tools I'd like to have that I have stashed in my room, but if I choose one, I'm picking this thing. This thing is basically a sharpened pry bar. This thing is thick, it's big, it's beefy, it'll get the job done. And that's pretty much all I need when it comes to tools. So yeah, thanks for watching my video on my top 7 things I would choose for prepping or survival, and stay tuned for more videos, guys.